Time is a curious thing, isn't it? We often think we have so much of it, yet somehow it slips through our fingers, one moment at a time. Today, I want to challenge you with a question. Are you truly living, or are you merely existing as we stand on the edge of another year? I urge you, don't waste another year of your life. Why? Because time is our most precious resource. Unlike money or possessions, once time is spent, it cannot be replenished. And yet, how often do we let the days pass by, waiting for the perfect moment to act, to change, to dream? Time is one of the most fascinating and elusive aspects of life. It's something we often take for granted, assuming we have an abundance of it, yet it moves forward relentlessly, whether we pay attention to it or not. Have you ever found yourself reflecting on the past year, wondering where the time went? Perhaps you had dreams and goals you wanted to pursue but didn't. Maybe you postponed meaningful conversations or moments of joy because you thought there would be plenty of time later. The truth is, life doesn't wait. Every moment that passes is gone forever, and every day that slips by is an opportunity lost if not lived with intention. The reality is that we can't turn back the clock, no matter how much we might wish to. What we can do, however, is make the most of the time we have now. It starts with a decision, a commitment to stop putting off the things that truly matter. You don't need the perfect moment to begin. That moment may never come. Instead, start where you are with what you have. The smallest step taken today can set the foundation for significant change tomorrow. Living intentionally requires clarity. Many of us drift through life, allowing external circumstances to dictate our paths. We might feel stuck in routines, overwhelmed by responsibilities, or held back by fear. It's easy to get caught up in the busyness of life and lose sight of what truly matters. That's why it's so important to take a step back and reflect. What are the things that truly matter to you? What brings you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose? When you identify those core values, you create a guiding star that can help you make better choices about how you spend your time. Often we fear stepping outside our comfort zones. We convince ourselves that the risk is too great or the challenge is too difficult. But the reality is that growth doesn't happen in comfort. The most rewarding experiences in life often come from taking bold steps into the unknown. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but the rewards far outweigh the initial uncertainty. Think about the moments in your life when you felt most alive. Were they times when you stayed in your comfort zone? Or were they times when you took a chance, faced a challenge, or pursued something meaningful? Relationships are another essential part of making the most of your time. Too often we let time pass without nurturing the relationships that matter most. Life can feel busy, and it's easy to assume that the people we care about will always be there. But relationships, like anything valuable, require care and attention. Make time to connect with the people you love. Tell them how much they mean to you. Repair broken connections if you can. Life is too short to let pride or fear prevent you from strengthening the bonds that bring meaning and joy to your life. Learning and personal growth are also essential. Each day is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. It doesn't have to be something grand or life-changing. Small, consistent efforts can lead to remarkable results over time. Whether it's learning a new skill, developing a hobby, or simply taking time to reflect and grow emotionally, these efforts are investments in your future. They enrich your life and open doors to opportunities you might not have imagined. Regret is a heavy burden that can hold you back from living fully. It's easy to dwell on past mistakes or missed opportunities, but doing so keeps you trapped. The key is to acknowledge those feelings, learn from them, and move forward. Your past doesn't define your future, unless you let it. Forgive yourself for the things you didn't do or didn't get right. Focus instead on what you can do today to create the future you want. Life is a precious gift, and time is the currency with which we pay for it. Every moment you spend worrying, procrastinating, or living on autopilot is a moment you can't get back. That's why it's so important to make the conscious choice to live fully and intentionally. You don't have to wait for a new year, a new month, or even a new week to start. Every day is a chance to begin again, to make different choices, and to create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. Don't let another year pass by without pursuing your dreams, strengthening your relationships, and living in alignment with your values. Time is fleeting, but its true beauty lies in its ability to remind us to cherish the present and to act on the things that matter most. So take a step forward today. Embrace the challenges, savor the joys, and make every moment count. After all, the only way to ensure you don't waste another year of your life is to start living fully, right here, right now. Time is a curious and fleeting thing, one that often feels abundant yet reveals its limitations when we look back and wonder where it all went. Each passing year brings its share of hopes, challenges, and experiences, but how often do we pause to truly reflect on how we are spending our time? It is easy to let days blend into weeks and weeks into months without a clear sense of purpose. We tell ourselves there will always be another opportunity, another chance, another day. But in reality, life does not pause for us to catch up. It moves forward relentlessly, and the time we waste is gone forever. The idea of not wasting another year of life is not about pressuring ourselves to achieve everything all at once. It is about recognizing the power of intentionality and the value of the present moment. Too often, people fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect circumstances to start something meaningful, a new career, a healthier lifestyle, or even simple acts of kindness and connection. But perfection is an illusion. Waiting for it only leads to inaction, and inaction steals our precious time. The key to breaking free from this cycle is to take ownership of how we spend our days. This begins with identifying what truly matters. For some, it might be pursuing long-held dreams, like writing a book or starting a business. For others, it could be spending more time with family, cultivating a sense of gratitude, or prioritizing mental and physical well-being. Whatever it may be, clarity is essential. Without it, we risk drifting through life, allowing distractions, obligations, or fear to dictate our path. Fear is often the root cause of wasted time. Fear of failure, fear of change, and even fear of success can prevent us from pursuing what we truly want. Yet, when we allow fear to control us, we rob ourselves of the opportunity to grow and discover new possibilities. Stepping out of our comfort zones is never easy, but it is in those moments of uncertainty and challenge that we often find our greatest rewards. Imagine the satisfaction of looking back on a year where you took bold steps toward your goals, even if the journey was imperfect or uncertain. Another critical aspect of making the most of our time is nurturing our relationships. Life is made meaningful through the connections we share with others, yet it is easy to let those relationships take a backseat to other priorities. How often do we put off calling a loved one, visiting a friend, or resolving a conflict because we assume there will always be time later? But relationships, like time, are fragile. They require care, effort, and attention to thrive. By investing in the people who matter most, we enrich our own lives and create a legacy of love and connection that will outlast any material accomplishment. Personal growth and self-improvement are also essential elements of a life well lived. Every day offers an opportunity to learn something new, develop a skill, or deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Growth does not have to be monumental or immediate. It can be as simple as reading a book, exploring a creative hobby, or reflecting on our experiences. These small but meaningful steps accumulate over time, shaping us into better, more fulfilled individuals. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens we can carry, yet it is also one of the most unnecessary. The past is unchangeable, and dwelling on missed opportunities only keeps us anchored to what cannot be undone. Instead, we must focus on the present and the future, using the lessons of the past to guide us toward better decisions and a more intentional way of living. Forgiving ourselves for mistakes and letting go of regret allows us to move forward with clarity and hope. Ultimately, the decision to stop wasting time is a commitment to live with purpose and authenticity. It is not about rushing to accomplish everything at once or succumbing to the pressure of constant productivity. Instead, it is about recognizing that each moment holds value and that we have the power to choose how we spend our time. Whether it is pursuing a passion, deepening our relationships, or simply savoring the beauty of an ordinary day, every choice matters. Life is a gift, and time is the currency with which we spend it. When we approach each day with gratitude and intention, we create a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling. So, as we move forward, let us commit to living fully and intentionally. Let us embrace the opportunities that each day brings, and let us ensure that no year is wasted in the pursuit of a life well lived. Living intentionally requires clarity about what matters most in life. It's not uncommon to drift through our days without much thought, consumed by routine or overwhelmed by external demands. This approach often leaves us feeling as though life is happening to us rather than something we are actively shaping. To change this, we need to pause and reflect on what truly brings us joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose. By understanding these core values, we can make choices that align with our deepest desires, enabling us to live a more meaningful life. Too often, fear holds us back from pursuing the things we genuinely want. Fear of failure, fear of change, or even fear of success can paralyze us. These fears might stem from past experiences or societal pressures, but regardless of their origin, they create a powerful barrier to growth. Overcoming fear isn't about eliminating it entirely, it's about recognizing its presence and choosing to act despite it. The moments when we step outside of our comfort zones are the moments when we grow the most. Whether it's starting a new project, expressing a vulnerable emotion, or pursuing a long-dormant dream, these acts of courage remind us of our potential. Growth doesn't occur without effort. Many people wish for change but remain stuck in old patterns because they fear the discomfort that growth demands. True progress requires us to challenge ourselves, to push through uncertainty and self-doubt. It's in these moments of challenge that we discover our strength and resilience. Reflect on the times in your life when you felt most proud of yourself. Chances are, those moments came after a period of struggle or perseverance. By embracing the discomfort that comes with growth, we unlock opportunities to achieve things we once thought impossible. Another critical aspect of intentional living is fostering relationships. Relationships are the foundation of a meaningful life, yet they are often taken for granted. We assume that the people we care about will always be there, and as a result, we may neglect to nurture those connections. Time, however, is not infinite, and neither are relationships. To make the most of our time, we must prioritize the people who matter most. This means reaching out, expressing gratitude, and being fully present when we're with them. Strong relationships not only bring joy but also provide support and a sense of belonging during challenging times. Equally important is the commitment to personal development. Each day is an opportunity to grow, learn, and become a better version of ourselves. This growth doesn't have to be dramatic. Even small, consistent efforts can lead to significant change over time. Perhaps it's reading a book that expands your perspective, practicing mindfulness to enhance your emotional well-being, or picking up a new skill that brings you satisfaction. Every investment in personal growth enriches our lives and prepares us to face future challenges with confidence and wisdom. Regret often weighs heavily on those who let time pass without living intentionally. It's natural to reflect on past mistakes or missed opportunities, but dwelling on them doesn't change what has already happened. Instead, we can use those reflections as lessons guiding us toward better choices in the present and future. Forgiving ourselves is an essential part of this process. When we let go of regret, we free ourselves to focus on what lies ahead rather than being tethered to the past. This mindset shift allows us to embrace life's possibilities with an open heart and a clear vision. Life is finite, but its brevity is what gives it meaning. By recognizing the value of each moment, we can make choices that align with our values and create a life we are proud to live. The decision to live intentionally doesn't require a major life overhaul. It begins with small, deliberate actions taken each day. Whether it's showing kindness to a stranger, pursuing a passion project, or simply taking time to appreciate the beauty around us, these choices add up to a life well lived. Time is a gift, and how we use it defines the legacy we leave behind. Each day is an opportunity to make a difference, whether in our own lives or the lives of others. By committing to live with purpose, we ensure that our time is spent meaningfully. It's not about achieving perfection, but about making progress and embracing the journey. When we choose to live intentionally, we create a life filled with richness, connection, and fulfillment, ensuring that no moment is wasted. Regret is one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. It lingers in the back of our minds, reminding us of missed opportunities, poor decisions, or words left unspoken. But while regret can be a natural part of life, it often holds us back, anchoring us to the past and keeping us from fully embracing the present. Life is far too short to allow regret to dictate our future. The past cannot be changed, but our response to it can be. By choosing to learn from our mistakes and let go of regret, we free ourselves to focus on what truly matters, the moments unfolding before us and the choices we make moving forward. It's easy to fall into the trap of constantly revisiting past decisions, wondering how things might have been different if we had made a different choice. While reflection can be a valuable tool for growth, dwelling on the what-ifs is rarely productive. The past is a fixed point, unchangeable and immovable. What we can control, however, is our present and our future. The lessons we glean from our regrets can guide us in making better decisions, treating others with greater compassion, and living with more intention. In this way, regret becomes not a weight but a teacher, helping us navigate life with greater wisdom and purpose. Letting go of regret requires a conscious effort to forgive both ourselves and others. Self-forgiveness is often the hardest part because we tend to be our own harshest critics. We replay our mistakes, imagining how we could have done better or acted differently. But it's important to remember that every decision we make is based on the knowledge and circumstances we have at the time. Hindsight may reveal flaws in our actions, but it also gives us the power to learn and grow. Forgiving ourselves doesn't mean excusing our mistakes. It means accepting that we are human and capable of improvement. Just as we must forgive ourselves, we must also forgive others. Holding on to resentment or bitterness only deepens the impact of regret. When we release the anger or pain we feel towards someone who has wronged us, we liberate ourselves from the grip of negativity. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning harmful actions. It means refusing to let those actions define our lives. It allows us to move forward with a lighter heart and a clearer mind, ready to embrace the possibilities of the present. Regret also teaches us the importance of acting in the moment. Too often we put off important conversations, delay pursuing our dreams, or avoid taking risks because we're waiting for the right time. But life rarely presents us with perfect conditions. The right time is often a myth, a convenient excuse that keeps us in a cycle of procrastination. When we realize that each moment is an opportunity to act, to love, to create, and to grow, we begin to understand the true value of time. By seizing the present, we minimize the chances of looking back with regret. Living without regret doesn't mean living without mistakes. Mistakes are an inevitable part of life, a natural consequence of growth and exploration. What matters is how we respond to them. Do we let them define us, or do we use them as stepping stones to a better future? By embracing mistakes as opportunities for learning, we develop resilience and a greater appreciation for the journey of life. Each misstep becomes a lesson, each failure a chance to try again with greater insight. Time is our most precious resource, and wasting it on regret robs us of the joy and potential that life offers. When we let go of regret, we create space for gratitude, hope, and purpose. We allow ourselves to focus on the present, cherishing the moments that make life meaningful. It's in these moments that we find the strength to pursue our dreams, build meaningful relationships, and make a positive impact on the world around us. Life is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about recognizing that we are constantly evolving, learning, and growing. By letting go of regret, we give ourselves permission to move forward, unburdened by the past and open to the endless possibilities of the future. Every day is a new opportunity to start fresh, to make choices that align with our values, and to live a life we can look back on with pride and fulfillment. Life is a gift, and time is the currency with which we experience it. Every moment we spend, whether with intention or carelessness, shapes the journey of our lives. Yet so often we let the days pass without truly considering how we are using them. We allow distractions to consume our focus, postpone meaningful goals for a future that is never guaranteed, or settle into routines that leave little room for growth. The truth is, how we choose to spend our time directly determines the richness and fulfillment of our lives. By making conscious decisions to live with purpose, we can transform our days into meaningful chapters in the story of our existence. To live with intention is to approach each day as an opportunity. This mindset begins with gratitude, recognizing the simple yet profound gift of being alive. Too often we overlook the beauty of the present moment because we are preoccupied with regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. Gratitude anchors us in the here and now, allowing us to see the potential that each day holds. It shifts our perspective, helping us to focus on what we can do rather than what we lack or cannot change. Intentional living does not mean striving for perfection. It is not about cramming as much productivity into a day as possible or holding ourselves to impossible standards. Instead, it is about aligning our actions with our values and priorities. What truly matters to you? Perhaps it is nurturing relationships, pursuing a passion, or contributing to a cause that resonates with your heart. When you identify these core values, you gain clarity about where to direct your energy and attention. This clarity helps to filter out distractions and focus on what brings true meaning and joy. Making the most of our time also involves embracing the present moment. It is easy to fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect time to take action. We tell ourselves that we will start that project, take that trip, or express our feelings once certain conditions are met. But life is unpredictable, and waiting often leads to missed opportunities. The perfect time may never come, but the present is always available. By taking small steps toward our goals today, we set the stage for greater achievements in the future. Progress, no matter how gradual, is far more valuable than inaction. Living with purpose also means prioritizing connections with others. Relationships are the threads that weave meaning into the fabric of our lives. Yet, in the busyness of daily routines, we often neglect the people who matter most. We assume that there will always be time to catch up, to mend a misunderstanding, or to express our appreciation. However, time is finite, and so are opportunities to connect. By making a conscious effort to invest in our relationships through meaningful conversations, acts of kindness, or simply being present, we strengthen the bonds that enrich our lives. Another essential aspect of intentional living is the pursuit of growth. Life is a journey of continuous learning and self-improvement. Each day offers an opportunity to expand our knowledge, develop our skills, and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. Growth does not require grand gestures. It can be as simple as reading a book, practicing mindfulness, or reflecting on the lessons of the day. The accumulation of these small efforts over time leads to profound personal development and a greater sense of fulfillment. Of course, living with intention also means accepting the inevitability of challenges and setbacks. Life is not always smooth or predictable, and mistakes are a natural part of the journey. The key is to approach these moments with resilience and an open mind. Instead of allowing failures to define us, we can view them as opportunities for growth and learning. Each setback carries a lesson, and each challenge offers a chance to strengthen our character. Ultimately, time is our most precious resource. It is finite, irreplaceable, and constantly moving forward. The way we choose to spend it defines the legacy we leave behind. By living with gratitude, clarity, and purpose, we can ensure that our days are not just filled but fulfilled. Each moment becomes an opportunity to create, connect, and grow, a chance to make a difference in our own lives and the lives of others. When we live intentionally, we transform time into a tool for crafting a life that is rich in meaning and joy. The only way to ensure that we don't waste another year of our lives is to begin living fully in the present moment. It is so easy to drift through life, caught up in routines and obligations, without pausing to consider what truly matters. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before we know it, another year has passed. Many people look back on these stretches of time and feel a sense of regret, wishing they had spent their time differently, whether it's pursuing dreams, nurturing relationships, or simply savoring life's small joys. The truth is, the future is not guaranteed, and the only moment we truly have is now. By recognizing this, we can take steps to live with greater intention and purpose. Living fully starts with appreciating the value of time. Time is our most precious resource, and it is irreplaceable. While money, possessions, and even some opportunities may come and go, time moves in one direction, and once it is gone, it cannot be reclaimed. This realization often strikes us during moments of reflection or after a significant event, such as a loss or a major life transition. However, it's important to cultivate this awareness not just during extraordinary circumstances, but in our everyday lives. When we recognize the fleeting nature of time, we become more mindful of how we spend it. One of the first steps to making the most of our time is to align our actions with our values. What matters most to you? What brings you joy, fulfillment, and a sense of purpose? These questions can guide us toward a life that feels meaningful enough. Too often we allow external pressures or societal expectations to dictate how we live. We may pursue goals that don't resonate with our true selves or fill our schedules with obligations that leave us drained. By stepping back and clarifying our priorities, we can make more intentional choices about how we spend our days. Action is the next critical component of living fully. It's not enough to identify what matters to us. We must also take steps toward those things. Procrastination and fear are common obstacles that hold many people back. We tell ourselves that we'll start tomorrow, or next week, or next year, but the perfect moment never comes. Life is unpredictable, and waiting for ideal circumstances often leads to missed opportunities. Taking even small steps today can create momentum and build confidence. Whether it's starting a new project, reconnecting with a loved one, or making a lifestyle change, action is what transforms intentions into reality. Living fully also means embracing the present moment. Too often we find ourselves caught up in regrets about the past or worries about the future. While reflection and planning have their place, they should not overshadow the here and now. The present moment is where life happens, and it's where we have the power to make choices. By practicing mindfulness, whether through meditation, gratitude, exercises, or simply being fully engaged in our activities, we can cultivate a deeper appreciation for the richness of everyday life. The beauty of a sunset, the warmth of a smile, or the satisfaction of completing a task can all bring profound joy when we are truly present. Another essential aspect of living fully is cultivating meaningful relationships. Human connection is one of life's greatest gifts, yet it is often taken for granted. We may assume that our loved ones will always be there, but relationships require effort and attention to thrive. Making time for the people who matter most, expressing love and gratitude, and resolving conflicts when they arise are all ways to strengthen these bonds. These moments of connection add depth and richness to our lives and create memories that endure. Finally, living fully involves embracing growth and resilience. Life is not always easy or predictable, and challenges are inevitable. However, these moments of difficulty often provide opportunities for learning and self-discovery. When we approach challenges with an open mind and a willingness to adapt, we become stronger and more capable. Each experience, whether positive or negative, contributes to our journey and helps shape the person we are becoming. In the end, the choice to live fully and avoid wasting another year of life lies in our hands. It requires a commitment to appreciate the present, pursue what matters, and nurture meaningful connections. It also involves letting go of fear and regret and embracing life's imperfections and uncertainties. By making these choices, we can create a life that feels rich, vibrant, and deeply fulfilling, ensuring that no moment is taken for granted.